You have your outline of your object. Hey guys, welcome back to another Big Rook Games tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an outline of a gun like you would see in Call of Duty Zombies for the guns on the wall that you buy. And really this can apply to any object that you want an outline for. And it's really simple. We're going to be using the program called Gimp, which is basically a free Photoshop. It's pretty powerful, and the same principles apply for using Photoshop as well. It has the same functions that you would use and the same features. You can see here in my scene I have done this to a SCAR weapon. This is in the scene of a series that I'm doing to remake Call of Duty Zombies, and you can see the outline of the gun there. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it to a shotgun model. So first we need a reference image of the object, and you don't have to do this in Unity. You can use 3ds Max or Blender if you want, but since I have Unity open here, we're just going to do it here. And the first thing I'm going to do is create a quad so that we have a background that we can put our weapon on, and this will be easiest to crop out any background. So now I'm going to insert our shotgun, which is right here, and rotate it so it is parallel with the plane of the quad. So here we have our shotgun, and we want a screenshot of this so we can use that to make an outline in Gimp. And I'm going to deselect the quad so those lines disappear, and also I'm going to click on the 2D button, and this will just make sure that it's flat with the background. So now we have our weapon here, and I am going to hit Mac Shift 4, and on the PC that would be you can do Windows key plus S. So here I'll just take a screenshot of this and open up Gimp, and Gimp is free. You can download it from their website. I will put a link in the description, or you can use Photoshop. So in here we want to open the file that we just saved. So here it is. I'm going to click open, and we have our file here. So first thing I'm going to do is create a new layer on the side by clicking create new layer and click OK, and this will create the layer that we are going to draw the weapon on. And next we are going to select the shotgun. So select the fuzzy select tool and click, hold down, and drag to the right. This will increase the threshold of the colors that we want to select and get it to a point where it selects the entire thing. And then up in select, go to grow. And we could use border, and if you click on border you can see what it does. It creates a border around the gun, and although that would work, it doesn't look very good because the weapon isn't that big to start with. So we really want to expand from that and get a bigger image so it looks more like a shotgun outline instead of the border of the gun. Undo that, so select your gun only again and go to select, grow, and on here I'm going to do 15 pixels. So now we have an outline of the gun, and I'm going to deselect this little selection here, add to selection, and go over that. So now we have our selection of the gun, and we are going to go to our other layer, and I clicked the eye icon next to the screenshot layer, and it gives us our other layer, and I'm going to make it white. And you could use the paint can tool, but I think using the paintbrush tool, it gives it more of an organic look to it, like somebody actually drew it. So I'm going to get the paint tool, the paintbrush tool, and just go over the whole thing. Make sure you get out all of it, and that looks good. And then we are going to go back to our original layer, deselect that layer, and then select the gun again, just the gun. So now we have our gun selected, and I am going to zoom in and get this part too. So go to add to the current selection and get that part, and now our entire gun is selected, and there's a little piece right here too that it didn't get. So get that, get the little pieces that it didn't get. And now that we have our gun selected again, click your original layer and delete that section. So now we have an outline of the shotgun, and next you want to go to grow again, and then this time do 25. And now we have a little border on the outside, and go back to your brush tool again and change the size down to pretty small. 68's good, and just kind of outline the gun. Like you're spray painting around it. And that's basically it. So that's all you need to do to make the gun outline, and now we can just throw it into a material and throw it on a quad. So all you have to do for that is go and create a new material. You can right click in the project folder, go to create material, and then in the texture select box, click select, and you can see we have our scar outline right here. Insert that in, and then in the shader drop down text box, go down to transparent and bumped diffuse or diffuse, doesn't really matter in this case. And then you can throw it onto a quad and throw it onto your wall. So here I'm just going to throw it onto a quad real quick. You can go into game object, create other, and go down to quad. And you see we have our quad. I'm going to move it. Just move it to this wall right here. And for a quad you can only see it in one direction. So you can see there, and it disappears. So for this, you just want to rotate it on the Y by 180. We can drag our new material that we just made right onto the quad. So we have our quad, and you can put it up against the wall and resize it. And then resize the image. And that's it. So we have our gun now. And you can place it anywhere on the wall, and you can do this with any object. Again, you just need a reference image and go into Gimp or Photoshop and expand the edge, paint it white, do a little more on the edge so it blends in, it looks more like a spray paint, and you're done. You have your outline of your object. And that's it for this time. If you want to check out the tutorial series that we are doing where we are making a clone of Call of Duty Zombies, see the link in the description. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.